this video, I'll show you how to add and subtract algebraic fractions. This is part 2. The question asks, combine and simplify. So we'll start with part A, and in part A we have x plus 2 over x minus 3 plus 2x plus 1 over 3x minus 2. To combine fractions, the denominators need to agree. They need to be the exact same so that the numerators can be added or subtracted. What I'll do is analyze these two denominators. Notice that this is x minus 3 and this is 3x minus 2. To make this the same as this, we multiply this denominator by 3x minus 2. And to make this the same as that, we multiply this by x minus 3. And what you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top of the fraction as well. So keep that in mind. I'm going to rewrite my question. Now what I have to do is multiply this by 3x minus 2, and what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Similarly, this will be multiplied by x minus 3. Look what happens now. We have the same denominator, so we can write one big denominator. We can expand it later as well, but let's just keep it the way it is for now without expanding. And in the numerator position, I have this term and this term multiplied, this term and this term multiplied. So let's write it out without having expanded anything. And it will take you some time to do this. It's not a quick process. Now is the simplification stage where we have to expand every binomial. You expand binomials by multiplying the first with the outer and then the inner with the last. So 3x times x, 3x times 2, negative 2 times x, negative 2 times 2. And the same thing for these two and these two. Let's go ahead and do that and then simplify at the very end. Simplifying the yellows, we end up with 5x squared. Simplifying the blues, we end up with these two canceling out. Negative 2x plus x is equal to negative x minus 7 over 3x squared minus 11x plus 6. This right here, this expression, represents the combined version of these two fractions. Moving on to B. In part B, we're asked to add all three of these fractions. Now, to do this effectively, what you have to do, and you can do this in multiple ways, but you can combine these two fractions first, and then combine the sum of these two with the last one, or what you can do is use the method that we used above by making all three of these denominators the same and then adding the numerators. Any method you use will be work intensive, so just keep that in mind. I'll use the method as before just to be consistent. So I'll multiply this by x squared minus 1 and x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2. So I'm multiplying these two. This will be multiplied by x squared plus x and this. And this will be multiplied by these two. And you have to do the same thing for the numerators. And if you do that, you end up with 5 times x squared minus 1, x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2. So I multiply these two by 5 plus x times x squared plus x times x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 plus 9 times x squared plus x times x squared minus 1 all over x squared minus 1, x squared plus x, and x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2. So you have this very long combined fraction now. All you have to do moving forward is to expand each of these, reduce, and you're done. And similarly, the same for the denominator. Now that's a lot of work, but this is the solution. And so there you have it. 2 examples on how to add and subtract complicated algebraic fractions.